Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to have you here. Now, recently, a study was done by Green Car Congress where they surveyed 10,000 Americans to ask them if they would consider buying an electric car. Around about 66% said no, and around about 35% said yes. Now, 3 months later, they ran the same survey, and the results drastically changed. Don't know if they're watching this YouTube channel or others like it. If there are any, let me know what they are. But isn't it interesting how it's changing so quickly? EV adoption rates globally are dramatically increasing, and the world is changing in very positive ways in a very, very, very fast amount of time. And in my belief, it won't be long before we can say that a majority of car shoppers in the US are considering buying an electric car. Now, Green Car Congress revealed that nearly half of respondents in its most recent car shoppers survey will now consider owning an electric car. So in only a few months, the figure has gone from 1/3 to half, 49%. That's a very compelling number. Now, that is significant growth over a short period of time. And it's consistent in the increase in EV support that I've been noticing of late. When I say noticing of late, where have I been seeing this? On the channel. On car review platforms like Car Advice, which have forums, on dedicated forums all over the place. Sales numbers, opinions are changing very, very quickly. Now, only about 12 months ago, all the forums, the Car Advice type websites, were places where you could see feedback about cars, about what the general public thought. And people were very negative, in my opinion, from what I saw on a range of different platforms all over the world. But only over the last few months, I've seen a huge, huge change in sentiment. In fact, it's gone the opposite way. Now, one of the drivers behind this is that a lot of these car review websites and these car forums are very much interested in car performance. A lot of these guys are hardcore car vehicle fans, and they often lead the charge. They're often the alpha of their group. They often influence others in their group to buy vehicles. And interestingly, recently, the performance of the Tesla Model S Plaid has drastically changed a lot of opinions. People are seeing that it is faster than every supercar on the market, except, of course, for the new Rimac electric supercar, which is on another level again, but of course costs many millions of dollars. Now, this has created an enormous amount of free marketing for Tesla, but beyond that, and more important than that, it's created an enormous amount of free marketing for the EV revolution. A lot of these people now are saying, yep, okay, EVs are the epitome of performance. What just happened? The CEO of Dodge just admitted to the fact that we have reached the boundaries of ICE car performance, and admitted to the fact that EVs are simply much faster and have huge potential beyond where we're at now with petrol and diesel vehicles. And he even said those are the future. And this is coming from the company that is all about muscle cars. It's all about big engines, big horsepower, big sound, big noise. And all of a sudden, they've changed tack and realized that EVs are the future. And of course, their customers have no choice to follow where they go, unless they choose to go to another brand. But then what happens when almost every brand says they're going all EV by 2030? Except, of course, for laggards like Toyota and Honda. But almost every brand now has a full rollout plan to be almost all EV by 2030. Now, with more companies bringing EVs to market, and especially in America, Ford revealing its upcoming F-150 Lightning, an all-electric pickup truck based on the most popular vehicles on American shores, it looks as though the EV adoption is inevitable and cannot be stopped. Now, the poll was published today by Factorial Energy in partnership with the Harris Poll, and Factorial is a solid-state battery startup that just started appearing in news rather recently. The Harris Poll, conducted between July 15 to 19, 2021, included a representative sample of 2020 American adults. Now, based on this particular survey, 48% of Americans responded that they consider an electric car today. Back in April, the percentage was at 37%. So in only a matter of a few months, we've gone from 37 to 48%. Now, car shoppers responded that automakers will be more successful with EVs if they focus on increased battery life, range, growing charging infrastructure, and better safety standards. Now, in other news, which is important for this, Tesla has just released information that they will open up their entire charging network, their supercharging network, to all manufacturers' vehicles. That means if you've bought a Nissan Leaf or whatever other EV you've bought, if you buy a BYD EV, whatever it is, you'll be able to plug straight into a Tesla supercharger. Of course, you'll need an adapter plug in the United States, which Tesla will sell you. What this means is if on a road trip, for the very few rare cases you actually need a supercharger, because of course 99% of charging will happen at home, then you'll have access to an enormous network, the biggest network of chargers in the world. And this makes EV adoption easier for the average person. Remember, not everyone can afford a Tesla. Some people will buy an MG EV, a BYD EV, whatever EV they can afford. But the fact that they now have access to an enormous network of chargers is going to give them a lot more confidence to worry less about range. Now, Factorial Energy Siu Hang wrote via Green Car Congress. This research demonstrates that the number of consumers open to transitioning from fossil fuel-powered cars to electric vehicles continues to grow. But they will only make the switch if automakers can improve key performance features that affect their daily lives. Consumers want the greater range, safety standards, and reduced costs that can be achieved by utilizing next-generation battery technology. He said next generation solid-state battery technology, but I think that's just nonsense. I think the average person has no idea about solid-state battery technology. They might have heard some hype, some marketing, but that technology is not yet in existence. It is in existence, don't get me wrong, of course it is. It's too expensive to put into a car, and it won't be in cars for at least another couple of years. Despite what NIO is saying, some other car manufacturers are saying, BMW is saying they're going to have solid-state batteries in their cars next year. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter, because batteries, battery density, battery costs are all coming down, improving. So whether solid-state batteries ever even emerge or not is sort of irrelevant. It doesn't matter. We don't necessarily need those EV revolution. That would be nice to have, but not necessary. So, my friends, as you help to promote the EV adoption, why not take your friends or your family for a ride in your EV? If you don't have an EV, well, why not recommend them to the channel? If they hate EVs, recommend them to the channel. They can say whatever they want in the comments. I'll let them say whatever they want. But eventually, they'll start to learn some facts. They'll start to learn that the EV revolution is happening no matter what they do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.